Good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy to see you, Adam. Adam, I'm waiting for these leggings. Oh, I can't see you now, but okay.
Oh, good morning, Dionne. How you doing this morning?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Yeah, here's my leggings, if you can see it.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Hey, Steffi Z, Abimbola.
Peace and blessings, Dionne.
Peace and blessings. It was so good to see you at the festival or hear you at the festival the other week.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The leggings feel great, Dionne.
For you cannot see them. I don't normally wear leggings when I get dressed because even though you only see half of me, I do get fully dressed. I have on leggings. I'm channeling my inner Adam.
It's all about being the best version of yourself at the end of the day. So
Ashe, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. So I think most of you are here. So it's a lazy Sunday morning. Folks are chilling, but we're going to talk about moving meditations today. I know Adam stays in a moving meditation at the gym. I love how you're doubly committed to that. Chop in the chat. Let me know where you're hailing from this morning. Peace, Kaisha. I want to see y'all alive in the chat. Let me know where you're hailing from. Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Georgia, Kenya. Where my people at? Okay, y'all are letting me know. Okay, we got Harlem, Portland, Texas. I've never been there. I'm going to be in Houston in March. Raleigh, okay. I've been there. I haven't been tomorrow. I have a girlfriend that owns a studio in Raleigh, yoga studio. Yeah, I'll be in Houston. I don't know how far that is from Portland. Jonesboro, Roosevelt Island. My grandma used to work at Bird S. Kohler in Roosevelt Island. All right, I'll be quiet. I didn't know that, Z.
Peace and blessings, family. Good morning.
Morning, beautiful.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Blessed day to all of you. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Dionne C. Monsanto, the Chief Joy Connector, hailing from Washington Heights today. And I want to welcome you into this conversation about moving meditations. I think it's really important and helpful, beneficial for our minds, our bodies, and spirits to create a practice of meditating on a daily basis. And I'm opening that to you. There's an option because there's so many different ways we can meditate. I think a lot of people do not meditate because they have this concept that it must be done in stillness. So I'm going to sip my tea for a minute. And those of you on Facebook and those of you that are here with me on Zoom, let me know how often you meditate and if you meditate. You can type it in the chat or you can bring your voice into the space. I am committed to y'all engaging with me. Don't make me call no names. I could go into teacher mode today.
Good morning. This is Teresa. I've been doing a lot of breathing, meditating. It's been
Nice.
really relaxing me a lot. So yesterday I was feeling a little stressed, and I just started doing some breathing because I know I was really calm. So I've been doing a lot lately.
Awesome. Madasi, thank you, Teresa. So I see in the chat every day. Okay. Z says she's meditating more. So I think it's Ocean Zion, pray and meditate on the train. That's a good place to pray and meditate. I welcome that. Peace, Young Call. I heard a voice and I interrupted. Who was that?
That was me.
Oh.
Come out. Yeah, I was just saying as we were sheltering in, I locked into a nice meditation routine. So it's happening daily for me. I've been,
Nice.
yes.
Nice, that's beautiful. So I would say, and I didn't mention this before, so I'll tell you, hopefully, depending on where you are, you'll have the ability to move. They will be seated and in listening mode a lot and have something to write with, and always take a picture of the screen and share when you feel so moved to share. But meditation does not always have to be in a seat with eyes closed. It can be moving. So before I share with you some ideas and what it looks like for me in terms of moving meditations, what are some things you think could be moving meditations? Because I never want to hold true to the fact that I am filling your cup. I think you show up full, and then we go into overflow with our sharing. So what could a moving meditation look like for you on Facebook or here in Zoom?
I'll go, Dionne. Walking meditation for me can be walking out in the sun outside.
Yes.
In silence and feeling the fresh air and whatnot.
That is one of my favorites. And Brother Kamau just mentioned how, when people were sheltering in, I previously, just last week, I had been diagnosed with COVID. I got a positive test, then I got a negative test. So I don't know, but I just decided to stay home. And so I'm used to going out each day. But when I finally got to go out yesterday, it was the best walk ever. It was like, oh, I'm outside and there are people. So yes, walking is a divine meditation. That is one of my favorites. So thank you. So Kaisha, yes, I saw you said in the chat, like a walking meditation, exactly like that. Does anyone else have an example of what it could be or what it is for you? Jogging meditation. Someone said dancing.
Dancing meditation, yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I do little videos periodically with dance breaks, and I have music playing upstairs. Swimming, oh, that's awesome. I like that, Z. So I think everyone, I see things coming in. Legs on the wall. Yeah, that's your legs on the wall is a yoga pose. I cannot remember the name of that one. The legs being up. Dance, stretch, yoga move, all of it. So embracing that. Oh yes, Cheryl, definitely. Cheryl typed in that yoga is a moving meditation for her. And that is definitely something that is very present for me. So together, wherever you are, whether you can have your eyes open or closed, I will invite you to just take a really deep breath. We're just going to breathe together. I'm going to tilt my eyes down a gentle gaze towards my legs, and just we'll do a few deep breaths together. So wherever you are, take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Another deep breath in and slowly let it out. Inhalation, exhalation. Now that was only 3 slow, deep breaths. But that is something that is such a simple, slow, and peaceful meditation that is available to you always. When you're in times of deep stress or deep joy or high energy and wanting to shift your mood, you can move into a meditation, a breathing meditation or a moving meditation. Dance and yoga and walking are some of my favorite. I loved seeing swim come in, and Z says she doesn't get to swim often, but she loves to just float. And breathing exercise, similar or model that floating for me. And I'm not sure, I just want to ask if there anyone said anything on Facebook in regards to what they do. Yes, Jean Carl, I'm so glad you said that. Jean Carl says he meditates when he's creating art. And that is definitely one. That is how my son meditates as well. A lot of people have said, and you may have heard the term in the zone. So being in the zone is generally sort of, yes, Jacqueline, cooking is a form of meditation. There's so many things. It's like meditation hasn't been marketed properly. And if you think of being in the zone, each and every one of us has a moment in our life where we are in the zone, whether it is when you're cooking, when you're walking, when you're in the gym, when you turn everything off and write for a while. All of that is being in the zone. And when you're in the zone, you've tapped into a different level and aligning, literally aligning what is above and below and allowing spirit to move through you in a way that you're creating, that you're doing something. Oh, I see the chat popping. Making syrup is meditation, baking, being in the shower, all of these things, they're moving. So that's a way. So all of you, as you're putting that in, some people said they meditate every day, some say a few times a week. If you are finding a way where you are physically in the zone, you are meditating more than 3 times a week. If cleaning takes you into the zone, that is it. I said on the video last night, I said, I used to abhor doing laundry. Doing laundry was like a 7-day process. I'd wash the clothes, dry the clothes, leave them in a bag, fold them as I need them, and eventually put them back in the drawer. So it was like 5 to 7 days. But now I've created a meditation around it to sit and be in that process and allow it to be healing, and how I'm connecting to things that I love, things that I have that have brought me joy. And what does this t-shirt say? And how did I wear these leggings? And creating a connection. So being here with you, even though we're awake, there's an energy, it's a very subtle vibration. The woo community has a vibe that moves. So I would even say, as we are awake and sharing space and creating collective energy, might even add this to the list. I see things coming into the chat. Sister Cheryl's put in painting, drawing, blending oils, making jewelry, butters, etc. I did recently make a body butter for myself, and I had not done that in a while, and it was deeply meditative. And I will invite you just to add another layer to that. How could you deepen your meditation? Anyone from Facebook or here on Zoom, now that we've listed a few different things that are moving meditation, what is something that you could possibly do that would deepen your connection in your meditation? I stop and sip my tea so I can wait for answers.
Coach Dionne, this is Cheryl. I would say taking deep breaths while you're doing something.
Yes. Your connection to your breath is bringing spirit into body, right? So yes, that is a way to deepen it. There's one thing I'm hoping people would say in terms of what's around you. So if there are some people that say they don't meditate, what are the reasons you might not meditate? What are the things that pull you away from clarity? I'm going to show you something that pulls me away from clarity. These gosh darn cell phones vibrating, buzzing, notifications, and all of that stuff. If I'm going deep into something, I put the doggone phone on do not disturb, silent. Yes, thank you, Jacqueline. Technology. It pulls you out. You get so deeply connected into the other things, the news that's coming in or whatever else. Ah, I see a hand raised. Kaisha, please.
All right. Hi, good morning. Two things. When you said deepen meditation, what came to mind was Middle Eastern religion, like Arabic. They pray 5 times a day, and even during Ramadan, even longer. I believe that culture is deepening their meditation practices through prayer. And then the second thing, I'm sorry, for us, for other religions, prayer, we can go there. For me, I meditate through driving. I drive long distance. Like you said, Houston, I have family in Houston and I go a lot. And I'm telling you, on the road, I'm just in thought. I'm, thinking and praying and planning. And by the time I get to my destinations, I usually have a plan on what's going to happen. But what was the thing that you just mentioned?
What pulls you out of meditation? And I put up, I showed you my phone, that my phone can be a distraction for me. So there are many distractions that pull me out.
What's funny, I got a massage yesterday and with my sister. And we talked about, like, I'm putting my phone on vibrate. And I said, no, I'm putting my phone on silent. And after the massage, when I checked my phone, I got a phone call. That would have upset me.
Yeah.
Because even vibration takes you out of your zone, like you said, the zone. Because you're wondering who it was. So I had to put it on silent.
Right. No, I love that. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing, Kaisha. We're going to get a picture. We're going to see each other in Houston in March. I'll let you know the dates unless the conference is canceled again. I see Jacqueline in the chat says, I love the sound of morning prayers in Muslim countries. Her girlfriend sent her a video of morning prayer from Dubai, and it was so beautiful. Oh, that's nice. I've never been to Dubai. That's on the list of places to go. But thank you for sharing that, Kaisha. Kamal says, music helps to deepen my meditation. Thank you, Kamal. I was shocked that I didn't hear anybody say music. Of course, the drummer. That's how I first met Kamal 1,000 years ago, before we had babies, in the dance community, as a phenomenal drummer, whether you know that or not about Brother Kamal. Music deepens my meditation. I have music going on. Nobody wrote music, Jacqueline. So I have music playing upstairs. I'm in my home in the Heights, and I start my day by telling one of these electronic devices, I'm not going to say its name right now because then it'll start talking to us. So telling it to play something. So I would love people to list. I didn't want to ask this question until somebody said music. I was like, wow, music doesn't do it for anybody. So what is write some of the songs that are your go-to songs that will take you into a meditation. Because I have my morning wake up song, and I thought I was going to, I was going to think about playing it for you, and we'll see. Oh yes, John Carl, deep laughter takes you into a meditative state. Kamal says chimes, flutes, bells, chants. Jacqueline says I am. In Sanskrit, soham, soham. Grover Washington, give thanks. Oh, y'all making me happy. I was like, whoo, I thought my woo community and I had it together. And I was like, nobody said music. Slow music like jazz, old school R&B in particular. And Sister
Sometimes
Cheryl
I just
says,
make up songs.
wait, say that again,
I
Teresa?
said sometimes when I'm on wake up, I get inspired just to start singing songs. So singing is another thing that, that really calms me down.
Yes.
I'll just be in the house singing, just singing.
So you know what? I'm going to ask the question that I started this with a few minutes ago. How many people meditate and how often do you meditate? So now that we've brought in all these things that get you into the zone, because when you're in the zone, you're meditating. So how often are you in the zone? So now I want to see the answers on how often you meditate. Yes. 4 to 5 times a day. Z says a lot. Wendy on Facebook, when I'm sewing, it's a moving meditation. Yes. Girl, I need to talk to you. I still need to learn how to sew very often, all the time. Yes. Sometimes we have to expand our view and our perception. As I was saying, meditation has been marketed poorly. There's a vision of somebody sitting in lotus pose. I'm a yoga teacher for many years. I do not sit in full lotus. My knees and my hips don't allow it. But people say, if I can't do something that way, then I'm not doing it. But you are. You're doing it in the way that you do it. And these moving meditations, says I say to myself, like, I am the chief joy connector. When I was with you earlier in the month, we talked about success and how that requires planning. So now when you're planning your day and you're planning your life, you have access points to get you into the zone, to get you into a meditation wherever you are. And I don't remember who said it, but someone early in the chat said they meditate on the train. I think it was Ocean Zion. And I was like, that's a really important point and a place to be. And within, you'll see some people with the malas or rosaries and counting. That is a wonderful one that I would do on the train. I don't have my mala beads with me, and really repeating a mantra, and that would be whatever the theme for the week or the day was. And it could be the I am mantra, and on the train, that was my moving meditation. I didn't feel as comfortable closing my eyes on the commute, but I could keep my hands moving and touching each one of the beads and going through the 108 and repeating that mantra, and that was a meditation. Joyce says creating craft is her meditation, silence, writing, and cooking. Z affirmed that. And Jacqueline says the sound of the train used to put her in a meditative state. She's not sure if it would do it these days. I agree. The silence that we've been able to create in our spaces at home in the periods we've been sheltering in has shifted what meditation is. Now, let me see, before I move on, is there anything on the Facebook group? And I saw someone say they like my mug too, so thank you. Yes, you made it. We all made it. Happy Sunday. What were you gonna say, Coach Cheryl?
Wendy says that nature sounds, especially the ocean, puts her in a meditative mood. And Jenny Lyons says that when on the treadmill with headphones on, 80s hip hop music blasting gets her in the zone.
Yes, yes. Thank you for that. Thank you, Coach Cheryl. Thank you, Facebook fam. I definitely agree. So with moving meditations, and I saw other people join, so the folks that just joined, we're talking about what moving meditations are to expand our perception, recreating and repackaging marketing. And when you're in the zone, what do you access? Like, are you accessing a higher consciousness? Are you accessing thought? Are you accessing peace? What is it for each of you? So now that we've clear, we went from I meditate a few times a week, I don't meditate as much as I like to oh wow, I meditate all the time. I meditate quite often. So when you're going into the zone, What do you access? What comes up for you? I have my answer, but I really want to hear from you. Connection with source. Thank you, Z. But if you notice, since so I've been in community with a lot of you for a while here in Wake Up Everybody, day 506 right now. Jean-Carl says he accesses his authentic self. Beautiful. I connect to joy. Brother Kamal says creative problem solving. So there's a challenge sometimes in our lives, in the world. Kaisha says her heart is open. Jacqueline says, I think of my ancestors. I get messages about what I need to focus on. A moving meditation, meditation in general, is a way, as a path to joy. There are so many paths to joy. I see brother, I saw something else. I thought I saw something about higher connection. There it is. Cheryl says, my higher connection, peace, centeredness, answers to prayers. I love that. Moving meditations are one path to joy, which is why I called it that. There are so many paths to joy. And as I am consistently in conversation with people, coaching clients, yoga clients, and people have a pervasive mood of sadness. There's this energy in the world around depression and grief. Every day there's a death. In communication, there's deaths around suicide. Most of us have heard about Sister Regina King and the loss of her son and this collective mourning that we are in. So it's important for each of us to consciously create our path to joy. So a moving meditation is one path. Because when you're connecting to source, when you're connecting to your higher self, when you're connecting to your ancestors, creative problem solving, your heart being open wide, all of the things that you have put into the chat, I can't imagine, and any of you, please correct me if I'm wrong, that you're in a sad state at that point. When you're connecting to source and ancestors and your higher self, you're also on a direct path to joy. And that, looking at meditation as a moving meditation, it creates a really clear and direct path for you to lean in to joy, to be on a path to your joy, to consciously co-create with source your joy, and to feel it throughout your totality of your being. I'm going to be quiet. I see more things coming into the chat and I didn't read them all. I'm going to ask someone. One of my beautiful admins. I was going to say handsome, but we have Cheryl. I don't think I would call Cheryl handsome.
All right, let's see. Go into the chat. We get ancestors. Jacqueline says, I think of my ancestors. I get messages about what I need to focus on. Coach Cheryl said, my higher self connection, peace, centeredness, answers to prayers. And I had mentioned I access my medicine, quote unquote, which really is centered around the tools, the concoction of my purpose and how I use it and how I apply it. And from Facebook, Kathleen says it's all yoga. And
yeah.
And Sister Wendy said violin music takes her there.
Ashe.
And then we have Sister Jenny Lyon says, when in the zone, extreme happiness and freedom.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Sister Wendy also says, higher self and angelic guides she's able to access.
Ashe. So what I'd love for you to do, if you, oh wait, I didn't see your hand up, Teresa. I'm sorry. Teresa, go ahead.
I wanted to say it and come on the camera.
Please.
Being part of Wu is part of my meditation, because when I come in here, whatever spirit that I'm in that I might be struggling with actually takes me to a whole nother level of thinking. So I just wanted to say it to y'all and say it in my face, like, y'all is my part of my meditation. And I just
Ashe.
appreciate y'all so much. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for that, Sister Teresa. And you do look beautiful. I saw Jacqueline type that in. I was thinking it. Yes, you do look beautiful.
Thank you, Jones.
That is something as well, a moving meditation. So also in terms of marketing and packaging, people market meditation as a solo effort, or someone like myself, or someone is leading you in a meditation. It can be a guided meditation, but as I hinted at, and Teresa clearly stated, when we come together in this collective, the Wake Up Everybody community, there is a meditative state that we're joining. We're agreeing to come together. So my mom, when I would go to dance classes all the time, at Oberia Dempsey, it was like a Sunday date. Kamau downstairs, I'm upstairs, they're drumming, and it was a collective state. So that building had this vibration. So that was a meditative state. So my mom would ask me, "You going to church today?" I'm like, "Ma, I don't go to church." And she's like, "Aren't you going to dance class?" I'm like, "Oh, got it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm going to church today." So that was that ritual, that rite and that ritual. So the moving meditations that get you in the zone, they're a rite, they're a ritual. So what we have created, our founder, Shawnee Benton Gibson created, and that we all come together and continually feed into, we have created a meditative space. And those newcomers that are so welcome to step in, there's an energy and a vibe that you step into. Anyone that I've invited that has joined has been like, wow, like that was beautiful. I didn't know you could have that on Zoom. Yes, there's been an energy that's been created by our collective energy. We've created a sacred space through that. I see more love coming in. I see Kathleen, meditation allows me to connect to source, the divine, and it's a part of recreation. Oh, I love that, Kathleen. One of my friends, another coach, he has a book and even a YouTube channel, and he talks about recreation. A one-man show and the whole thing about and a curriculum around recreation and how you can start over again. So I love that. Teresa, you're getting a lot of love. I hope you read the chat. And if there are people, Coach Cheryl, I'm gonna let you bring your voice in and say that. But to invite people. The one thing you can do is click on the participant chat, click invite, then you could copy the link and text it to people to let them know to join us. Or I asked them to join the Facebook community and let the family grow. When I first joined, it was already a little over 1,000, and we're approaching the 2,000 mark in this Facebook group. That group is one of the places that I will go on Facebook, because Facebook, for the most part, a lot has become a little negative, a little catty, a little trite, but there are sacred spaces. And the Woo community, Wake Up Everybody virtual community on Facebook, is a meditative, transformative state on Facebook. So I think I have not given up on Facebook because of beautiful spaces like this. I see, yes. What did John say? Somebody, I missed something.
John said that cannabis takes him into a meditative state.
Yes, John. There's like a lot of healing properties for cannabis. And it's interesting, I remember one of our community members was into gardening, I think we had someone that spoke. So I was interesting. Someone mentioned connecting to nature, but I didn't hear anybody talk about working with plants or growing an outdoor garden or an indoor garden, because gardening is another sort of meditating. Is it Kobla or Kabla? I don't like saying people's name wrong, but yes,
that
I
was
think
Brother Kobla. Brother Kobla.
Okay. I do remember that one. So that's something, getting your hands in the dirt. Like this beautiful plant next to me is not a real plant, but it breaks up the yellow space of this wall. But I do love getting my hands in the dirt, in the food, when I'm connecting and feeling that energy in there. So yes, Jacqueline says it now. She meditates when she's caring for her plants, and Stacy taught her to hug trees. So if you have a moment to take a pen or a paper, your phone, open your phone and put in notes, Just in case you forget, create a file, send yourself a text, send a friend a text, and list all the different ways that you meditate. And after you take a moment to write them down for yourself, because sometimes if you're in a state of distress, if you're sad, if you've gotten bad news, you need to have a go-to piece of paper, a go-to file that will reconnect you to your memory of the things that you have access to. So write them down, text them to yourself, put them in a note, send yourself an email, write down at least 5 things. At least 5 things, 5 ways in which you connect, in ways that you meditate outside of being still. And I do that one as well. I'm holding space and silence while you're writing or texting. What 5 things, at least 5, take you into a meditative state? Is it? And one thing I'm interested in, no one said writing. You know, sitting down to journal. At one point when I was doing the artist's way, those morning pages, 3 pages before I started my day, were meditative, cathartic, to just get everything out and allow that to be a release. Nice. All right. I'd love to see you share in the chat what 5 things you wrote down. I just wanted you to have time and space to have them for yourself, to put them somewhere you could hold on to. Facebook, Kathleen says, when in the zone, her 3rd eye is activated, and she also enjoys walking as a meditation. I joined Girl Trek a long time ago, but I didn't actually start walking with them and calling into the lines until the pandemic, and being in a shared space with other people and walking. Adam says, traveling to a different state or country, reading, cooking, exercising, cleansing myself and my environment, cleaning myself and my environment. Yes, definitely that. Something else I didn't used to like, Adam, cleaning. It was a chore. I don't know who else is old enough to remember having to wash the walls on Saturday. I don't know who remembers that. We grew up in the household. That was a part of what you did on the weekend. The walls had to be cleaned, the laundry, everything was done, and it was a collective family thing. And I did not like it. Why can't I just go out and play? But now, as an adult, it was like, there is something healing and meditative about cleaning. Thank you for that, Adam. Laura says cooking. Z says prayer, singing, walking, taking a shower, flying. Jacqueline says that she writes a lot and she never thought of it as meditation. And Kamau said writing and doodling. And do you remember getting in trouble for that, Kamau, and all of us? If you were in school and you were in class and you were doodling on your piece of paper and the teacher saw it, stop drawing, stop drawing. What are you doing? We wound up looking at things that fed us and healed us, and we did regularly, and we were told not to do them. So come back and reclaiming those things as healing for you. Catherine, preparing her vegetables to make a soup. Catherine, I'm coming to your house. Preparing my vegetables to make a soup, breathing deeply, listening to music without words. Lying in the bed in a perfect position with her eyes closed and sitting by the water. Cannabis, creating art, deep laughter, deep conversation, showers. Now that you have this list, I would dare say to each one of you, you have another tool. You have a clear path to joy that you can access. And when someone in your community needs to be gifted with paths to joy, when someone cannot access their joy, when they're feeling sad, when they're grieving, you might be able to say, sis, it might be hard for you to access your joy right now, but I have a list of things that make me happy, that connect me to my joy. You know, would it be okay if I share that with you so you can access to their joy? So I see some more things. I might have missed a few things in the chat, so I'll ask the admins to go back to see what I missed.
Okay, sure. Let's see. We have Catherine. She says she made cabbage soup last night. Creating new products. No, creating new projects, singing, being part of WOO, affirmations, reminding myself how much I lived through. Kaisha says driving, prayer, meditation from YouTube, going to the beach, ocean, and listening to the waves, and hiking, walking. Coach Cheryl said yoga, dancing, deep breathing, baths in the dark with a candle, washing dishes, cooking, listening, drawing, painting, creating, daydreaming, watching nature, birds, water, sunrise, and sunset. And then Ocean Zion said running, cleaning, painting, drawing, gardening. And thank you, Jacqueline, for not stopping students from doodling. And you recognize that it was a copying strategy for them.
Definitely, definitely. Oh, this is awesome. So you have these access points, and I love when you look at the chat or as you're listening, as I've stated them or Kamal's stating them, your fellow WOO community is filling your cup and allowing you different things and expanding. We are collectively expanding our thought around what moving meditations are. And I would ask you, with all of these things, I can only speak for myself. So I ask the question, when you're doing any of these things, anyone that has these things that their top 5 things that they go to, are you sad? And I feel like for me, it's a no. All of these access points connect me to my joy, and having a list, you know, and sometimes if you're going through a rough point, like I know there are anniversary points coming up. I shared in January, and I'll say it again, when we were planning our year and looking at the things we wanted to create, I was like, I'm going to have a book launch. It's going to launch. And I plan things on certain days so I have something to uplift me. So if it's a day that's sad, the anniversary of someone's passing, or someone who has transitioned, that has passed on to the realm of the ancestors, their birthday or their death day, those are dates that my energy might dip. I might go into sadness. So I will plan something uplifting, and I have a go-to list. So now each one of you have a go-to list on your path to joy, and they're all moving meditations. So when somebody says to you, oh, because a lot of us, we're so critical of ourselves. We'll say things like, oh, I don't meditate enough. I don't exercise enough. I don't do this. Some of my clients, we talk about, like, did you clean your house? You can actually go on the internet and pull up how many calories it burns, either doing laundry, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming. So there are certain levels of things that we wouldn't call exercise that will, that burn calories. So it's like, you probably exercise more than you think. You're just not calling it exercise. So you meditate more than you think. You just weren't calling it meditation. Ooh, I see a lot more things popping in the chat. I need to be quiet so we can hear that. I see Jacqueline, Yogisha, Cheryl. What did I miss?
You didn't miss
Let me
anything.
help you out.
Okay.
Yeah, let's invite someone to share their experience though with an unexpected meditation thing, since now we have such a long list of things. Yeah, we can ask someone to share an experience. Let's hear someone from someone in the community. Anyone out there with a desire to share verbally, come off mute and show your face and share your experience.
You can tell us what you typed in the chat, because y'all been typing. It's just scrolling and moving.
I'll go.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Diane, because I didn't realize that when I'm in the kitchen cooking, as I'm doing now, I'm juggling several parts, that it was a form of meditation. And this is a time when I connect with my deceased mom. Yes, she was a great cook. So when I'm in the kitchen, I'm like, what would my mom do? Yes. So that's powerful for me. And something I learned when I was in college was to go, I used to get assignments to go somewhere for an hour, sit, and write everything I see, I think, I feel. And that has me doing these like people watching, going to the park, watching the birds, just become more observant. Yes. So I really thank you for this, because now I know that I'm always meditating, I'm always in the kitchen. So thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Laura. And I will echo that sentiment. My grandmother, Bianca. Wait, what was your mom's name? I love bringing the ancestors.
Lucille.
Lucille. So Mama
Yeah.
Lucille, you're cooking with Mama Lucille. When I'm in cooking, I'm cooking with my grandmother, Bianca,
Yeah.
Grandma B. But definitely, I'm blessed to have some of her pots. So that is a definitely way to connect with those that taught you to cook or you enjoyed their food to bring that energy in. Thank you so much for that, Laura. And thank you for that
Sure.
reminder, Jean-Carl. And you are so welcome. So you meditate all the time in that kitchen?
Yes, ma'am. Baking rum cakes. That's when I'm really in the zone.
All right, all of us are going to Laura's house. You hear that? There's gonna be a woo trip. We're gonna get some cabbage soup and some rum cake from Laura. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I see the chat popping. Does anybody else want to share what they typed in the chat?
Yes, hi, good morning. This is Teresa. Thank you for I just started a NFT class and creating NFTs. And I was saying, like, some days I get like kind of stressed out about trying to, because you have to create a whole, like, you have to create a piece of art. And so, or either a Lego, not a Lego, whatever it's called, but you got to create something. So when you said about how you don't like cleaning, so I said, I'm going to change my mindset and how I look, is that I'm going to be creating a masterpiece. So I need to, like, so if my mindset has changed that I'm creating a masterpiece, then it would change, like looking at it in a negative sense. So I just want to tell you, thank you for that part. So when I leave today, I'm going to start working on my masterpiece. So this way, I don't see it as a negative thing. So I want to tell you, thank you so much. That was really
and you
awesome.
love singing. So there's probably some music that you love, Teresa. So one of the things that shifted my energy around cleaning, I think it was Adam in the chat, but in terms of what helped me with the cleaning is my love for movement and dance. So putting music on, having every speaker on in the house and like having it on blast and turning it up so that I'm dancing around and cleaning. And it's like, oh, okay, that got done. So.
And I have to create music I'm going to create music for it too. So I said, I'm going to create a music to go along with my NFT.
Nice.
So I'm going to be able to sing some words in it. So I'm excited.
You're gonna have to teach us about NFTs at some point, because I have no, I know
once I finish in my class, I'm gonna do a class on it because it's really very interesting.
It is, and it's a whole new world out there. So thank you for that, Teresa, and thank you for the ability to shifting your perspective.
As a matter of fact, when I have to do a social media thing, I'm gonna call for y'all to come and support my social media part of my NFT. So soon come.
Soon come. You have a wide village here to cast a net and get people to support you here and Wake Up Everybody.
Yes, especially the marketing part of it. Thank you so much.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Jacqueline says she has a whole playlist called Clean House. I might have to name mine that. That's a good one. I have mine to uplift my moods. I have one that's called All the Feels, All the Feels. And if you think of that, and then this one might sound odd, but I'm going to put it out there. If you've heard the term before, it was like, sometimes you just need a good cry, right? Like, what's a good cry? And like that can get you to the other side, to move through something you've been stuck and feel better after it. So I can't say I actively participate in that or take myself to that space, but on the other side of it, it is cathartic, that healing. So there's more things. The chat keeps popping. So, oh, Jacqueline raised her hand. Go ahead, Jacqueline.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, beautiful. Happy
Yeah,
to see your face.
I'm loving this discussion because it's got me all riled up and ready, because I was sitting here thinking I got to get this writing done today, and I was seeing it as a chore, but thinking about it in this way is something different, because it has to come from me. It's my creation, and I have to get this done because now I have a PhD lady on my neck. But I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And I'm listening to this and I'm like, you know what? The universe is always working out. Always working out. And this has been going on for the last 3 weeks. Things has just been popping, popping, popping. So I am so happy to be on here this morning. I started not to get up. I was worried about the construction going on in my house. And now it's I'm in a whole nother vibe. And I appreciate you, Dionne. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jacqueline. Yeah, that moving part. And I loved someone, it might have been Teresa, said people watching. I hadn't even thought of that as a moving meditation, for you to be still in nature and watch the birds, or maybe it was Laura, but watching people. And I remember doing that on the train. Thank you, Z. Doing that on the train as a young person, watching people. And in my creative thinking, I would make up stories. I'd have a whole storyline about this person and where they came from and what they were doing and da da da. And I kept myself entertained on my commute going to high school. And then I would sit with my friend and we talk about it, but in a fun way. Just make up an entire storyline in the script about who that person is and where they got that shirt from. And so that was being in the zone for me. So I love that, Jackie. You were going to meditate your way to finishing that dissertation and getting that PhD. We all waiting to say Dr. Davis. Everybody right here. Dr. Jacqueline H. Davis.
Thank you. Me too. I like it.
Yes, it has a beautiful ring to it. Laura says, yes, Jacqueline, the universe is perfect in its doing, getting us all here. And you all gave me things. You helped me remind. It's 7:52. So I do want to say, if there's anybody in here that wants to share before they have to leave, if you type something in the chat, if you're at 8 o'clock, I gotta go, because folks in this world work 7 days a week. So if you have a reason to pop off and something else to engage in at the top of the hour at 8 a.m. here in New York, please let me hear your voice and what the experience was like and what you added to your list, because there was a lot in the chat that we didn't cover. All right, I don't see any hands up.
Hi, greetings.
Is that Kelly?
It is.
Okay, hey Kelly, what's going on?
Hi, I just want to say, divine intervention. I did not know that you were going to be speaking, and I just happened to pop onto Facebook and saw your name. So I'm sorry I missed most of it, but I'm so happy to see your face, and I'll hang around just to see what the conversation was like. But it's good to see you, and God bless, sister.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. It's been years.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome.
So what I will say, for those of you that joined after we started, we're recreating our perception and expanding our list to look at what are moving meditations and how can they be a path to joy. And I'd asked everyone to create a list for themselves, a list that you have access to when you sometimes forget what your path to joy might be and what that could look like. And then you also have it as a resource to share with someone that has lost their path to joy, because sometimes that happens. We get disconnected, we forget. And so we have our community, our collective community, and sometimes our notes, a notebook, a file. I used to have a physical manila file folder in my drawer in corporate America that said warm fuzzies. And they were things that made me happy when I felt down. When I had a negative interaction with someone and they were low vibration and I felt as though my vibration had been lowered, I had a file that I would pull out of the drawer and look at. So each of you hopefully now have a list of at least 5 things that you can share with others. My information is in the chat for those of you that need to leave. And there is the option in there for people to win something. And I see we've had, a little over 20 people here, 25 now, including myself. So I'm a yoga teacher. So again, I'm glad. So thank you for coming on, Kelly, and saying something, because I forget people joined and you may or may not know me. So I am Dionne, the Chief Joy Connector and founder of Joyous Ocean, soon to be published author. And I teach yoga and I have coaching clients. And I love sharing the gift of yoga as a moving meditation. So I have options, and what they put in the chat, we didn't bring it up yet, but what the admins have dropped in the chat, my contact information and how you can share a contribution for, money contribution to keep all this going. So there's a lot of information in the chat the admins have dropped in, but in my contact information, there's a link. And if you go to that link, you can schedule time with me, or you can sign up to take a yoga class. Now it will tell you need to pay, but for a certain amount of people, I'm doing 11 winners. Each of you can win. So I'm so glad that you popped that in the chat, so the people that need to leave early know that they have the option. And these classes, these yoga classes, are on Zoom. So you don't have to be concerned about, oh, I'm in Georgia, I'm in Texas. I don't have any experience of yoga. I had no experience of yoga until I started. So you don't need any experience to start. Now, does anyone else want to share what shifted for them today on their path to joy and what they found before we move on? Because one of the best things for me about the Wake Up Everybody community is how there's so many voices in collective collaboration and creation. Oh, I just saw Laura's comment that she used to have to scrub the wood floors with coconut brushes on Saturdays. Wow. That's a good memory. Okay. So
I'll say something. Nobody don't want to talk. I'm talking today, okay? I want to communicate with you, Sister Diane. While I was Dionne, I'm sorry. While I was thinking, like, as when you're creating NFTs, you have different what do you call it? Like different. I'm going to use different platforms, and so I was thinking about what you were saying. About creating something about joy. So I think I'm gonna use something about joy to bring into one of my NFTs, because people do need joy, and sometimes we be so caught up in what we're dealing with that we forget to look at joy. Like I will call my friends and they're talking. I was like, listen, boo, you know how far you came? What are you talking about? Like, cut that out. We came a long way. Then I'll start reminding them of their resumes. I call it a resume. I might even call it the resumes of joy. Like I might name it the resumes of joy, because when you just think about all the stuff, like I was talking to a friend of mine, I haven't talked in a long time, and I just started crying because I started thinking about the stuff that we came to, and we're still here. And I just started crying because I was like, damn, Teresa, you've been through a lot of shit, and you're still here, boo.
That's why I picked this mug. You made it. You made it. Yes.
Right, and I was like, you still here, boo. You was a bad bee. You still here. So stop. Like, stop looking at all the negative stuff and just think about the joy of being alive.
You are still here, Teresa. We are still here co-creating. You're creating something new. NFTs didn't exist. Wake Up Everybody didn't exist.
That's
all
right.
of it's coming together. Thank you. Thank you for that. I do see Catherine's iPhone with her hand raised.
Peace and blessings.
Peace, Catherine.
Well, I don't have to ask how you're doing. I can see how you're doing, and I'm so glad you're doing and being, so that we can benefit from you doing and being. Hallelujah.
Ashe.
So praise report. Yesterday I was asking myself, what is it that I want that I don't already have? You know, sometimes you feel lonely and empty, even
Mm.
if it's just for a moment. Some people it's for days, but I'm speaking for me today. And so yesterday, you know, I'm in a new environment. I'm in a new state, and have a new title, widow. And so, you know, just navigating around. And usually when I used to navigate around, I had my spouse with me. And so when I was navigating around, so like loneliness was like, I'm right here. So I was like, well, what is it that I think I don't have that I need? And, you know, and then I didn't come back with anything. And then I questioned, what is it that I miss about my spouse? And so I was able to move into a space of gratitude and, you know, not running away from what I was feeling, addressing what I was feeling, witnessing other people around me, and knowing that if I did allow the distractions of maybe anger, disappointment, and stuff like that to consume me, then I would miss the miracles that the universe has for me.
That part. Thank Catherine. I want to interject. There's something you said in terms of the new identity. And that is something that is a part of grief that we don't really talk about. It is a level of an identity crisis because you switched from one thing to another. So you went from a wife to a widow. But you did tap into something that I want to play with you there when you said, what is it that you miss about him? So what are some qualities? I think we've been in conversation before and you shared some qualities. So if you list one or two things that you loved about him that you could possibly bring into your new identity as a widow, things that were him, what, I don't remember, tell us his name, bring him into the space.
Michael.
Michael. So what were some of the things you loved about Michael that you could incorporate into your identity? And it says Catherine Sweetness, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it's sweetness. Yes.
Okay.
So no, for me right now, while I'm giving birth to myself, right? What it is that like Michael really appreciated me, and
no, we're not gonna let you go into tears. Name 2 or 3 things that you loved about him, personality qualities.
no, so that's what I'm saying. The tears are good is because I had to love myself, and then me seeing him love me. So that's what I'm bringing.
So he loved you. So now you're bringing in self-love.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn you had said before, and hopefully I'm not confusing it. I thought you said something about his sense of humor.
No, he didn't. No, I don't remember that.
Okay. I haven't, it was a long time ago that we spoke. It's been a few months.
It's been a while. No, but that is what like now that I'm with myself a lot, and that's what comes to me is that how he accepted me, how he pushed me up and elevated me. You know, he was my biggest cheerleader. So that's what I have to be for me. Yeah.
So you're putting on cheerleader, self-love, and self-acceptance.
Yes.
And that's a gift from Michael.
Yes.
Ashe. Ashe. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate hearing your voice. And I hope things are going well in Georgia as you're transitioning into that new space.
Well, you know, you're all in my ear every time I go to the garage to open up another box because you gave me an assignment, and I'm on the assignment. I'm not coming on woo just to spend my mornings. I'm taking it very serious, and I'm proud of myself. I'm gonna send you a picture of my little bookcase I got going on. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you, because I really need the support, and I'm taking it serious because you know what? I'm gonna live my best life in abundance of love and joy.
Ashe. I'm complete. Going to live my best life in abundance and joy. That's a beautiful affirmation for today. So
Yes.
thank you for that. I received that. I echo it. I appreciate it. We can all magnify that. I hope we all do that for today and each day that follows. For those of you also that joined, that was something we talked about at the beginning of the month, and purging and releasing. And I'm still working on that. Today is the 23rd day of January. So on my list of things to do today is to purge 23 things. And that creates space. So that's a part of that cleaning as a moving meditation, that I'm going to get rid of 23 things. You can join me. You can pop in the Facebook group and let me know if you did that. So I see 12 new messages. And the last message I saw, I don't know if Cheryl read this one, from Nicole Sharp on Facebook. The beauty about meditation is that even if I'm sad and enter meditation, I exit feeling joy, abundance, and gratitude. That struck my heart when I saw that. Thank you for typing it in, Cheryl, and thank you for that, Nicole. So what are these 13 new messages I see? Can someone share?
Sure. We have some messages coming again from Nicole Sharp from Facebook. She also stated walking, sitting by the water, music, creating art, and cooking were a part of her approaches to be able to get into the zone. I saw something down here by Sister Yogisha that I wanted to share out. Give me a second, Teresa.
I know. The
Yeah,
chat be popping. It's hard to keep
it's
up
coming
with
up.
it.
But in the meantime, when we locate the chat, there might be someone who else wants to come off. Let's hear from our Sister Joyce, Sister Deborah.
Wait, I think it's Celia. Celia has her hand up.
Okay. Morning, Celia.
You'll have to unmute yourself, Lovey.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, love.
Okay, yeah, so good morning. I came on a bit late and I got just two things I wanted to talk about. One is the miss when you said that you would look at people on the train and make up stories about them. I thought I was a crazy person for doing that because if I had an issue going on at home and once I got on that train, I have like 50 minutes to get to work and I wanted to not think about the problem. So I would look at these people sitting across from me and I would just have to wonder, what's that person's life like? Mm-hmm. And I would look at the way they're dressed and I'd say, well, this person looks like they're really serious. And this person looks like they're comical. I would just make up these things in my head. And then it brought me back to my childhood because I'm from the Caribbean. And I grew up on this small island and I used to like to climb trees, except the coconut tree because they had this great big fat green lizard that I was terrified of. So the only tree I wouldn't climb was a coconut tree. But we had the house and then we had the kitchen outside. So I used to climb up there and go and just lay down on the top of the kitchen, which is covered with galvanized zinc. And I would just stare up and look at the sky because it was always just blue. And I would just drift away and think of, you know, what would happen to me when I grow up. And that was my escape because I didn't have a lot of toys. We were not that wealthy people. We were not the poorest either. But going up there and just staring into the heavens, I used to imagine myself having all kinds of things. And now that I've,
that was such a beautiful gift. I have to interject. Like, what country is this? And like, I'm there with you. I'm imagining myself lying down and looking up. So where was this?
St. Lucia.
Nice.
I'm from a tiny island, St. Lucia.
No, I've been, and I was like, what island? It's a beautiful country. Yes.
Thank you. So just not to make it too long, and now, I've been in this country for almost 40 years. And I've been going through so many different things. And right now, I tend to find myself thinking about death. I don't know if it's because from my time my mom died in 2016, it's like every 2 years, somebody around me is dying. Mm-hmm. And we've had a lot of deaths on the job through COVID and just, people getting other things. I just went to a funeral on Thursday for another co-worker. And the other thing was that what makes me think of happiness and I'm there cleaning up some drawers, whatever, this morning, and the Celine Dion song came on. That you were the best thing that happened to me, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If I should die, this is a song I would like my son to sing. And then I tell myself, look, snap out of that. You're alive. Stop thinking about death. And I just changed the radio station because FM 106 in the morning, they play all these little nice, sad songs sometimes. So I changed the station and I tried to find one of the Caribbean stations with reggae and whatever. And then I said, oh, shucks, the Wake Up Nation. So that's how I ended up coming on late.
Aw, thank
you so much.
You're welcome. Well, you know, the replays are always there, so you can definitely pop back into the Facebook group and listen to it later on today or tomorrow. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you. One of my girlfriends from elementary school, St. Lucia, is her favorite country. So she and her husband, they're travel agents, go probably every year pre-pandemic. I don't know if they've been back yet, but thank you for that memory and that visual of your childhood. And thank you for that share also, Celia. I want to bring this into the space and then pop into Deborah's comment. I'm going to ask you to share that, Deborah, if you can. But death is a transformation that we all have to go through. So in the way that we have all been sharing today and shifting our perspective about what meditation is, what our paths to joy are, and adding them to a toolkit to have a list of things we can access, hopefully, those of us that has lost someone we love have memories we can incorporate. When I was speaking to sweetness, so for me, though some of you have known that I lost my daughter 11 years ago almost. So what I got from her were butterflies. And so I almost always have a butterfly pin. If I'm not wearing it, it's somewhere that I can see it. And I have a butterfly tattoo. So there are ways you can bring that person. I'm going to ask somebody to go on mute that I can hear, or the admins. So there's that element of you can bring something that you loved about that person into your life. My grandmother was the bomb cook. So when I'm using those pots, I'm with my grandmother. So even though we are surrounded by so many transformations, as in death, people transforming from the living to the realm of the ancestors, there are so many good things we can remember about them and bring their aspect into our lives. So that's something to share. Deborah, I can read what you said, but you can also say it if you want to come, if you can come off mute.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
Basically, I was, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. I know when I first read the description of the topic, I was like, oh no, I'm going to start feeling guilty again about how I don't meditate enough and things like that. But then I was just like, wow, I'm meditating more than I thought. And so washing the dishes can be meditative. I still haven't quite gotten there yet, but cooking with music helps me. Dancing, taking walks. When I can get a chance to sit by the ocean and watch waves, that's like, I do get in that zone. But this is just really a great opportunity for me to realize, wow, there's so many places that I can feel joyful. And I love the point about how it's kind of like accessing source. And so source doesn't always have to be this sitting on a mountaintop and in like this, major pose or anything like that. It can just be simply finding a way to connect to spirit, to joy. And that's just helping me a lot, just to think about it in a new way. So thank you.
Deborah, thank you for saying that and coming on camera and being present with us, because that was exactly my vision. Because I definitely hear this from so many people. It's like, oh, I set a goal to meditate and I haven't been meditating, but you have. Meditation has just been marketed poorly. You are meditating. We are meditating. We are in the zone and accessing joy. And so now, and you can help others shift that perspective. So please spread that message when you hear somebody beating themselves up, because some of us are all too good about beating ourselves up about what we don't do. and not acknowledging enough of what we do. So thank you, Deborah, and enjoy your meditations and the beautiful list you've created of how you meditate.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too. So welcome. Y'all make me happy. Okay. So is there anybody else? Because I know there were more messages in the chat. Sister Abimbola, I haven't heard your voice. Are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
What was on your list?
I'm sorry. So what happens with me is that I have a little challenge now. I'm in a boot. And generally I do yoga 3 times a week.
Nice.
And so I'm here. You haven't heard my voice because I'm wondering if I'm gonna still be able to participate and do my activities. But there are different ways of meditating, and I was like someone else said in terms of that. But I will continue to do my meditation how I can do it, and you know.
Sister Abimbola, thank you for sharing that. I didn't realize you were in the boot, and we can talk offline. Or what I will say to anyone, if you're not physically able to move in the way you normally move, there is chair yoga, and there are fabulous videos. It's not something I'm certified in, but YouTube University, girl, there's videos there. So even as you're sitting here, I'm sitting on a chair at a dining table. So how you can reach your arms up and going over to one side or reaching down. There's so many poses, even with that boot, even with one foot, in a boot, and not accessing the level of movement that you would have on a physical yoga mat. It is still available to you. There's so many times, as Deborah was saying, with a moving meditation that you can. So you might not be able to do your yoga class 3 times a week in the way that you were doing it, but I invite you, you can reach out to me or go to YouTube University and literally type in 2 words, chair yoga. Even if you go to Google and type in chair yoga, you'll have screens. Because when I had to do it, I contacted someone else and said, I don't teach chair yoga. I don't have that certification. So in the same way you're saying, I was like, oh, I wasn't trained in that. I don't have a certification in that. I don't know how to do that. And then I looked at the slide and what she said, I was like, oh, I do know how to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
So from your chair in a seat, there are certain moves you can take, because even when you're reaching to the side to get a side stretch, and if you bring an arm over your head and finding the ways to do certain things from the seat that you did, a forward fold, reaching for the floor as you would, a back bend, holding the back of the chair and pushing your chest up and looking back. That was even just that little bit, not going fully off camera, I feel the stretch in my side body, front and back. So I invite all of us, not just Sister Abimbola, all of us to look at what we can do. Something about our training, and there's a couple of sisters hail from the Caribbean. I think Laura said Jamaica, and another sister said St. Lucia. My family hails from St. Thomas, or the United States Virgin Islands, all 3 islands. And we focus on the not. Oh, I can't do that. I'm not able to do this. So I invite you to lean into what you are doing and what you can do, because there's something you can still do in the chair. And I'd love to hear how you magnify that and find some joy in continuing your yoga in a different way. But thank you for coming on, Abimbola. So
I wanted to share from the chat.
Thank you.
Sister Yogisha, she had made mention that there was just about anything could put you into the zone of being in a meditative state, right? And she spoke about some of the sensory smelling flowers. She spoke about orgasm. Some of the things that she mentioned in the chat.
Thank you. I remember seeing that pop up, and I didn't get to see who said it. So thank you for bringing that in. So thank you, Yogisha. Thank you for bringing that in, Kamal. So we've got a few more minutes. So I'm going to, oh, I just saw what Terry said. Terry, do you want to share that verbally or do you want me to read that? I'd love to hear your voice, Terry. I love hearing new voices come in.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning,
Yeah.
love.
Yes. I've shared with the community that I have cerebral palsy, and I age, it's getting much more challenging to do some of the things that I used to do. So I look for new ways to do things so that my spirit and my vibrations can stay high and I don't get caught up in what I can't do anymore, but look at what the source and the creator has left me to work with and how do I make the most of it. So one of the things that I do is I lay in bed and sometimes I'll turn a light on and I'll look straight up at the light and think of all the things that I have to be grateful for. Some days, and I've shared some days when it's really challenging, I lay there and I say, you know what? Somebody somewhere is laying in a bed paralyzed, wishing that they could feel anything today, even some pain, and that they would be so grateful for it. And then I reflect over my life and all the things that the Creator has allowed me to be able to do up until this point. And I just get overwhelmed with joy. I stretch my legs up. I stretch my arms out, and I
Yes.
stretch my arms around me and give
Yes.
myself self-love for all that I have been able to accomplish. And it puts me in such a good space and
Thank you
keeps
so
my,
much.
yeah, it keeps that smile on my face and that joy in my heart. And it gives me the strength to continue despite whatever challenge I'm undergoing. Like I get up some mornings and I'm like, all right, come on, Terry. He lets you open your eyes and put your foot down. So come on, let's get this body moving. Whatever movement's gonna come, let's get it moving and let's go sharing with the world. He lets you do this because there's something else that he wants you to do. Otherwise,
Yes,
he say,
Terry.
stay
Terry
there, my child.
taking us to church this morning. Terry is preaching. Yes, thank you.
Ashe, ashe,
Yes,
ashe.
yes,
I
yes.
say thank you because I joined late and you just never know what your spirit needs and how speaking out can like lift your spirit so much and put you in that place of gratitude. So I just want to say thank you.
Y'all trying to have me cry this morning. I don't know if I put on the waterproof mascara. So yes, that just touched my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And that's definitely something I recall as well. And that's something you can Google. Bear with me a moment, Teresa, that you from your bed, you can do the yoga. So the stretching you're talking about and putting your arms up and holding yourself, because it was one of my clients that wanted a workshop and people didn't like the concept. Like, again, bad marketing with yoga, bad marketing with meditation. You're doing yoga in your bed. You're doing yoga in your chair. Somebody in the chat mentioned earlier or from Facebook, they said everything is yoga, and it is. Yoga is not just the movement and the physical asana. Yoga is also the charitable giving and the sharing and conversation and the mental upliftment. There are 8 limbs to yoga. So what you're doing in the bed and you're stretching when you're sitting still in meditation and not moving at all, that's yoga. All of it, all of it. So thank you for that. And thank you for that reminder to invite gratitude into all things. I see the Oponopono in there, and that's a good one. Thank you for that. But Teresa, we're going to wrap up shortly. So do you really need to get this out? Go for it. I should let you bring on because we've been in conversation,
I just
girl.
wanted to sing to y'all. Ain't gonna let nothing turn me around. Nobody turn me around.
Thank you,
Turn
girl.
me around. Ain't gonna let nothing, nobody turn me around. Turn me around. And and Sister Ambola, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn
Thank
me
you,
around,
Teresa. I love how
turn
moved
me
you get. You
around.
go like, I'm gonna
Ain't
share
gonna
that
let
voice.
nothing turn me around, turn me around.
Madasi. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The last person I know you did speak already, but I would love, you deserve the love, Sister Terry. You are so welcome. Thank you for sharing. I would love, since it's not something I do often, so either Catherine, it was two people in the chat were talking about Opono, I would say it wrong.
Yes.
So can someone bring that in, Jacqueline or Kathleen?
Yeah, ever since I've got introduced to that from Stacy on Woo, I've been using that because I was in a lot of pain these past few, I say a month and a half. I have sciatica's back and I'm in physical therapy again. But that really works. Putting that praise on my body and touching myself and saying those things to those body parts have been helping quite a bit. And so
No, but Jacqueline, tell them what it is since you brought it in, rather than me explain it and you have an active relationship, explain it to them because I only learned about it recently.
Okay. I just know that it's a Hawaiian prayer that I was introduced to on here. And I just know that it's, you know, I can myself, I apologize. Please forget. No.
Jacqueline, I think you'll have to unmute yourself, but I can.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All that time I thought I was talking.
No, you were for a second, but somebody came off mute and we couldn't hear you. So go ahead.
Oh, okay.
So the Hawaiian prayer, and you say it Oponopono or?
I can't pronounce it too well. Ho'oponopono. I wish Stacey.
Ho'oponopono. It's
Thank you.
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
Okay, let that person explain it because I can't even pronounce it.
Well, I will read it. So now that I think that was Coach Cheryl, Ho'oponopono.
Yes.
And he typed it in there as well. It says, you're reciting, I apologize, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I am sorry, I forgive you, I thank you, I love you. So there's certain things, and you can Google that as well, but I was brought to it in another group, and you can recite that to elevate yourself. But I want to ask if there is no one that has burning, if there's no shares and something to bring into the space, that I'm going to come to a close. So before I close out, is there any other burning voice or a chat?
I just wanted to acknowledge, that many people spoke about entry into the zone or meditative state through the various sensories, the senses. And I know that even in preparation, whether that's lighting the incense or saging, or doing your own, what they might consider smudging, those are ways that kind of put you into that zone and help to deepen a meditative experience. I just want to acknowledge that. I did hear people say that sense was, but I wanted to definitely, in terms of setting the atmosphere and putting it, the getting into a zone, I think the sensory, especially around smell, is a strong doing that.
Thank you so much for bringing that in, Brother Kamal. And as we're looking at you, you see Brother Kamal has a candle lit behind him over his shoulder, and what we shared before we came on. So when I'm with you every time, there's a candle lit behind the laptop, and it is a scented candle. So I have that focal point of the flame as well as the scent of the candle. And the Sister Terry said in bed that she'll stare up at the light. And that made me think of oftentimes when we meditate, one meditation is to focus on the flame if you're meditating, if you need a focal point. So thank you for bringing the senses in, Brother Kamal. So in closing, I know the admin is going to bring up various slides, and I'll say to you, thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing what your meditative practices are that bring you into the zone. Thank you for allowing me to be with you and share all of the different things that you do, and now rebranding that you do meditate regularly. You have a moving meditation practice. And as you accept that, you may choose to sit still and meditate at times, but we can always shift our perspective together. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So in looking at my share, I mentioned it earlier. So here are the special offer is 11. I really was excited about looking at the numbers for this year and saying it's like 11, that power number. And that's a little less than half of us that participated today. So we can enjoy a free class or schedule a complimentary coaching session. So when the information comes up, you can take a picture of it and the admins will drop it in the chat on how you can win that, because you're going to register and tell me that you're coming in from Woo, or you're going to click that link and register to schedule a session with me. And that should be coming up when you'll see some of the future slides with all the contact information that'll be dropped into the chat. And there we go. So there's my phone number. I will tell you quite honestly, I'm not good at answering the phone. I'm wonderful at responding to text messages. So there's the phone number, my Facebook page. I'm on Instagram. I do a Tuesday tea every week at 3 p.m. My email address, and that particular link, that link tree is where you would sign up for the class or schedule time with me. My only request is if you've already had a complimentary session, leave that space for someone new. But as soon as you register, I'll know and you'll get a confirmation. And now this is the opportunity that we have to share in love offerings and donations, looking at money, my own natural energy yield, and keeping that flow going, allowing yourself to give and receive. You can use Zelle or QuickPay to SoulLeadershipDevelopment@gmail, Cash App to $Spirit of a Woman, and use the code hashtag 506DCM, my initials. Give and receive. Up next, tomorrow morning, Heartbroken to Wholehearted 5 Steps to Moving Past the Breakup. Another level of healing that we all have needed or need, facilitated by Candace Harper. And on Tuesday morning, From Parents to Real Estate Partners, Manufacturing Dreams, facilitated by Sister Kinyofu and Sister Udea Urger Holmes. Come back again.
All right, thank you so much, Dionne. We were truly enlightened on the various ways to gain access. And now we can be very intentional about some of the things that we've been doing unconsciously that find us in a zone. We can be creative with it. So, it just gave me a whole bunch of portals of entry points of things that I never was thinking about, as well as the community in terms of what they share. So thank you so much. And at this time, we'd also like to be able to welcome all new members. Thank you for being a part of this experience today, sharing your energy, co-creating, and know that you are a part of a community that welcomes you. And we are committed to collaborating, elevating, ascending, creating optimal health, and continuing to expand on our consciousness and living our best lives. Right, so welcome again. And, if you want to put in the chat who you are, where you're coming from, thank you for being here. Right, and for our schedule, you'll be able to connect with us and be a part of these experiences on our Zoom live workshops every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 8:30 a.m. and Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 7:30 a.m. And then also the live workshops get streamed on Facebook. And if you would like to receive texts, you can text Woo Nation to 74121. All right, so please stay connected. Right, so it's not too late, and you'd be right in season right now in terms of being able to accessorize yourself with all of the different Woo swag. All right, and so the Woo drobe that we have, your t-shirts, you can get yourself your mug, some water bottles, bag, and so much more. So check us out in Woo Swag today. Visit us online, bit.ly/Woo Swag, and be a part of this movement, being able to share and having the items, artifacts that we have around us that creates a ripple effect within itself. And stay in touch, family. You can register at bit.ly/wake up movement, right? Connect with us on Facebook, bit.ly Woo community, and for the public, bit.ly/Woo Nation. We're also on the gram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, and you can stay connected with us on YouTube, bit.ly Woo on YouTube. And please reach out if there are any questions, if you want to be more involved. We are always welcoming to volunteers. We're welcoming to anybody who would be interested in facilitating and or being a part of the administrative team. So please stay in touch with us. info.wakeupseries@gmail.com is our email. And at this time, we are going to unmute ourselves and give Sister Dionne a well-deserved acknowledgement and share your love. So unmute and shower our sister with love. So much, Sister Dionne.
Thank you, sis. So much gratitude.
This was really fabulous. Thank you.
And when after
I'm gonna be connecting to my joy. Thank you.
And my joy just kept on.
Thank you. I needed this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes.
Love you. Love you. Love you.
Love the love. As Sister Jackie said, better than a cup of coffee. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dionne, for this great work.
Yes, thank you. We have so
I
much.
miss seeing all your beautiful faces, family. Just give me so much joy to see y'all. Woo!
Let's move forward, everybody.
Yes, that's plenty of gratitude. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What a way to start the day. What a way.